Alright, first thing I'm gonna start off addressing is Tails' last video. Talking all this smack about me and Ted. You know, it's funny you should say something about my clothes. I kind of figured that was gonna be coming. You know, you're so predictable. That's the problem, Tails. You're very predictable. What you're gonna say next? I mean, it's no wonder Ted could take you down. Doesn't matter if you're fast, if somebody can already determine what your next move is gonna be. I mean, come on. You think Mustachio really expected me to jump up after he left me for dead? I mean, come on, he didn't expect that come. And, you know, think about Blade. Did he expect Blade to show up? Nah, I don't think one bit. You know, and the thing is, I think Mustachio's wit is rubbing off on you quite a bit. You know, you don't fall far from the tree, if I should say so myself. Oh, and about the clothes. You know, think about this for a second. Don't ever call Mustachio a man. He is a freaking puppet. And you know this yourself. What do you have, nuts for brains? Pun intended. And yeah, you know, the thing about my clothes. I'm a dog, you dope! Yeah, you know, the truth is, the apple doesn't really fall far from the tree at all. You're just like Mustachio. That's why it'll be just as easy to take you out as well. And don't forget my little squirrel pie recipe. Because soon enough you'll be a part of that if I don't plan to make you a pet first. You know, you do a lot of trash talking for such a little rodent. You do know your relatives are rats. You know that? And you know what that means? It means you're kind of a rat. Just a rat with a big bushy tail who eats nuts. Because he lacks them. Yeah, you know, anything you throw at me, I can counter it. You know this. Everybody knows this. You couldn't keep the good guy down. And you know what? I'm not pretending to be a good guy. Trying to be a good guy and pretending are two different things. If you would have paid attention to my last video, you would have noticed that. But no. I think the squirrel is worse at making assumptions than freaking Mustachio is. At least Mustachio was smart enough to know who won the actual argument. And you know what? When the battle comes, I'll have the moves to back that argument up. You know, you don't give me much credit for being a mastermind at things. You know, you think Mustachio's really smart. If he's really smart, then he should know that Blade and Ted have already escaped that prison cell you put him in. Oh yeah, real smart on your part. You know what, Mustachio, you're dumb for not letting Squirrel Boy sit there and guard the gates. And your biggest guard. What is his name? What's that idiot's name? The big, tall, green one. Oh, he couldn't guard it for crap. You know, and Blade already escaped. He's small. You can't keep him inside a freaking prison cell. You kidding me? And then Ted's made of fluff. He can easily squeeze through those bars. Come on. Your system is flawed. Mustachio. Your system is flawed. Even I could get out of those prisons. You know, that prison gate. I could slip those prisons easily. Any of your prisons. Line them all up. Put me in every single one of them. See how far you get. You're not going to get very far. Has anybody ever been able to trap the Chuck? No. Hell no. Nobody's ever been able to stop me. Who are you to think that you can do the same? Either of you. You can't stop me. You might be able to slow me down, but you'll never stop me. So who's the real idiot? Is it nuts for brains? Or, in fact, is it mustache boy. I swear, any shorter of that mustache and you're gonna look like Hitler. And nonetheless, you know what? I never want to be a freaking cop. You know why? Because with good power comes great responsibility, and it's so easy to corrupt that power. Sound familiar? And in fact, I would, if I were going to do something in law, I would probably, jump into doing something in forensics or maybe even bounty hunting. And, bounty hunters have a lot more freedoms than cops do, if you should know. We go through a lot more. They go through a lot more, I should say. I'm not a bounty hunter. I'm just a doll. But they go through a lot more than a freaking cop. They get shot at a lot more. They risk their lives a lot more. There's not so much security. They kind of run on their own sometimes. And it can be dangerous. They go into the real danger. Cops have to be back a ways a lot of the time, or they have to have help come in and help them and back them up. Sometimes that's the case if you're Dog the Bounty Hunter, being a bounty hunter and all, because, you're making a name off of a television show. And, nothing can happen to you. They can't let things happen to you, so your family runs with you. Kind of like mine. And, no matter what you do to me, I'll always come back. And you know what? Sometimes I'm not proud of that. Sometimes I feel like it's a curse because it's like I gotta wait it out. But, in the end of it all, I know who I am. You know who you are. And Nuts for Brains knows who he is. Sonic wannabe over there. Yes, I know. Sonic's the Hedgehog. I'm not an idiot. In fact, you hardly even fit in the same category. You don't even get the honor of being called Sonic, idiot. Nuts for Brains over there. If you calculate how big your little squirrel brain is, you really couldn't fit anything more than an acorn inside that little thick skull of yours. If you were smart, you would back out of this before Blade does turn you to, freaking pie. He has no fear. You guys are really crossing the line. And I gotta tell you, nobody's backing out of this battle, but Mustachio's mine. Him and I are going head to head. You guys aren't gonna help him. My guys aren't gonna help him. Just me and him. And I'm gonna settle this score once and for all. And you know what? If I go down, then Mustachio better hope he kills me and never let me live. You better not let me live, you idiot. 'Cause if you let me live, it's going to be twice as painful for you. You don't want that. Trust me. Would you rather a ticked-off killer doll come chase after you? Mind you, I'm exaggerating a little bit with the killer part, but would you rather me get super ticked off, come after you and kill you? Or would you just rather kill me off? Your choice. I'm giving you a free shot. And after all, we can't live like this forever. Going in circles, over and over. It's gonna get boring eventually. Not for me, but maybe for you. And you know what? How much Mustachios talked me up in the past against other people. You idiot squirrel. You know anything about Mustachio even? The dude honors me and respects me as his greatest rival. I got the title of being called his greatest rival, so you're gonna call me an idiot and try to insult me? Even Mustachio can't deny I've got good wit. So keep your little nut brain out of this, because you're not fit for this. I don't care how fast you are, and Ted never said he was going to speed up and catch you. In fact, if you listen closely, Ted said at one point you're going to have to stop. You're going to have to be right there in front of him or right behind him to make a move. You're not going to be speeding that whole time. Even fast squirrels, speeding squirrels, supersonic squirrels, whatever the frick you are going to have to slow down eventually. You're not speeding when you're making those videos. If it was possible to reach right through this frickin' video, man, I would strangle that squirrel till its last breath of life. And I bet it tastes good. Nonetheless, stay out of this, squirrel. Or better yet, go ahead and push forward. Wait and see what happens to you.